Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Ashley and today I'm going to talk to you all about why your client acquisition system is probably not working the way that you want it to. Before we jump into that, I make these videos to help business owners get more clients, make more money and build better businesses. So if you are a business owner and you want to do any of those things, click subscribe so you can see more content like this that hopefully will help you to grow your business and get more clients. So today, what I'm going to talk to you guys about is why your client acquisition system probably isn't working. Now, let's start from the beginning here, because when I say client acquisition systems or client acquisition, most people say, what the fuck are you talking about? Essentially, like, client acquisition just means getting more clients, right? Finding the right people, getting in front of them, making sure that they're a good fit for what you do, and then bringing them on board as clients for your business. And for most people, like, the fact that we talk about having a system is a foreign concept to them, right? And if you are one of those people that is sat listening to me thinking, I've got no system at all for bringing on new clients, then this video hopefully will help you put something in place, or at least start to get the foundations in place, so that you can do that in a predictable, scalable, repeatable way to get more clients. Because that's how businesses grow, right? To grow a business, we either need to get more clients or we need to make them worth more money, right? And to do that, we need to find the right people, get in front of them, and then convert them into new clients. That's all that we really need to do to grow the business. On the back end of that, we either need to be charging them the right amount of money so that the business grows and we make the client worth more money, or we keep them for longer, right? They're really the only two like big levers that we can pull to grow the business. Okay, so what I'm going to jump into here is like how we can improve the foundations of your client acquisition system so that you can build strategies on top of those foundations to go out, find the right people, get in front of them, sign them as more clients, and ultimately like make more money for your business, because that's why we're all in business, right? Make money. Yes, we've got bigger purposes. Yes, we're doing our passion. Yes, we want to serve people, but ultimately we all need to put food on the table, keep the roof over our head, and we're only going to do that if we are getting more clients. So the first thing is, with foundations, there's three clear elements that we like to double down on and focus on to make sure that the business and the client acquisition side of things is set up in the right way. Okay. Now, the first one is target, right? Target market or niche, if you want to call it a niche. But ultimately, like, do you know who you are trying to sell to? Because most people's problem is that they are trying to sell to everybody. And therefore, when you are trying to sell to everybody, your messaging, the way you speak, the way that you market, the way that you do outreach, all of the above and more falls on deaf ears. It's too bland, right? It doesn't connect with enough of the right people to be able to sign them as clients. Now, you don't necessarily just have one very, 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 very narrow area that you serve, because if you're a service business, you can work with a number of different clients, right? The mistake that most people make is when they hear niche or target market, they think that it has to be like one type of person, right? Where it doesn't. It could be one market, it could be one type of position, one job role, one industry. Like, it doesn't have to be like this specific person in this specific role in this specific type of business. Now, with that being said, the more specific that you can make your messaging, your marketing, your outreach, your sales, the more that is going to resonate with the right person, and they will be taking action quicker, right? They will be saying, this person is saying something to me directly, for me, for my job role, for the things that I want to do, the goals that I have, whatever it might be, right? And therefore, because it's very narrow, they are more likely to take action. However, you can still be narrow without going down to like the absolute microest detail in the world. But the concept that we need to get a hold of here is that we need to know who we are targeting, right? So look at the job roles of your current clients. Look at the types of businesses of your current clients, right? Because once we understand who those people are, we can then begin to understand what their pains are, what their problems are, what the best way that you solve those issues that those people have is, right? Because if you sell like a service that can be fairly generalized for a bunch of different people, the service can be the same, but the problem that you solve can be different, right? So, for example, I used to run a cleaning company, and we could sell cleaning to pretty much anybody, right? In terms of, I don't mean that as like a brag. What I mean is we could sell that to pretty much any type of business, because most businesses need some sort of cleaning provision. Now, we identified who the right people were within the business to find and speak to, and the problem that we solved was different per person, but the thing that we provided was the same. So, for example, there were medical practices that we would work with. The thing that we did for them was the same, but they had specific regulations that they had to tick off, right? And we were solving that problem by doing our thing. Whereas we will work with like a normal office, and their problem was they didn't want to be moaned at by the other members of staff that the office was dirty when they come in the next day. Okay, same service, different target, and therefore different problems that we were solving with the same thing. So the point here that I'm making is that if you understand the pain and the problem, you can then tailor your messaging and your marketing towards that specific type of person, so that they feel like you are talking to them very specifically, even if your service is something that you can provide to multiple different types of people. Being very narrow in terms of how you get that messaging across to those types of people will engage more people, get you more leads, and ultimately start more conversations with those type of people. Okay, so that is kind of the first one of the three pillars. Target. Find out who that you are working with currently, how you solve those problems, what their pains are, how can you target those people, and get narrow in terms of the messaging, but just very clear on who it is that you work with and who you want to work with. The second thing is price. Now, as I say, to grow a business, you either need to get more clients or make them worth more money. And one of the levers that we can pull to make those clients worth more money is how much do we charge? And the mistake that most people make when they come into business in the beginning is that they will jump into a new market and they do their competitor analysis, because that's what people tell you to do, right? Which I've got my own opinions of and methods, but probably another video for another day. But you jump in, you do your competitor analysis, you see what other people are charging, and you say to yourself, well, I'm going to charge slightly less and I'm going to deliver slightly more, right? And therefore I've got the strategic advantage because I'm not just cheaper, but I'm also better. And over time, there's a spiral to the bottom. New people come into the market. They do the same thing. They charge less, they offer more. Then the next person comes along, they charge less, they offer more. And you are then always just fighting over price, okay? And if you are in a position where you are selling based on price always, then you're not going to make any money, because you are pandering to how much the client wants to pay. And let's face it, like, put your client hat on here for a minute, right? If you use a provider for something, whether that's a service, a software, whatever it might be, you want to get the best price, right? Like, let's face it, like, everybody wants to get the best price. And therefore, if you pander to what the client wants always from a pricing perspective, then you are never going to be able to make enough money, because what they want is the cheapest service and yet the best service, whereas what you want is to deliver the best thing that you possibly can and make enough profit to grow your business, right? And if we don't price from a perspective of making enough profit after we've delivered the thing to be able to reinvest into the company or pay yourself, but you're not going to have enough capital there or cash flow there to actually grow the business, okay? So the very sort of like basic framework that I've always used is a 3-to-1 CAC to LTV or LTGP, right? All fancy words and acronyms and whatever. Basically, CAC is the cost to acquire a new customer. Okay, so how much does it cost you to get that person? You can add up all of the things that you do to get that client. So it might be running ads, it might be hiring salespeople, it might be softwares, it might be lead generation, whatever it is, okay? You take the number, you divide it by the number of clients that you've got over the past month, okay? And for the month, your CAC is cost divided by number of clients equals your CAC, okay? That's the quickest way that you can do it. And then what we want is at least 3 times more lifetime gross profit. So what you need to do is work out how long you keep that client for. So let's say you charge £1,000 a month and you keep someone for 10 months, okay? Just so I can do nice and easy math whilst I'm here for you, okay? So my LTGP my LTV, okay, which is lifetime value, is £10,000. Now, let's say it costs me every month £500 to deliver my service to the client. So I got paid for some staff and some materials and whatever else, okay? Cost me £500. They pay me £1,000. Therefore, my gross profit per month is £500. Now, knowing that my average client stays for 10 months, I take 10 months and I times it by 500 to say that each client has an LTGP, okay, lifetime gross profit of £5,000. Now, obviously that might fluctuate because some people might stay for longer, some for less, but generally, like on average, I have an LTGP, of £5,000. Now, what we want, okay, when I say that you need a 3-to-1 ratio from lifetime gross profit to cost of acquisition, okay, you need to be spending a third of how much gross profit you make, okay? So in this example, like I would need to be spending under £1,000 to acquire a new client. Now that sounds very good because spend £1,000, make 5,000 back. Like £1,000 is a lot of money to be spending just to acquire a new client, but I know that I can do that because I've got the gross profit there. Now to go one step further than this, what you can do is put in something where you collect cash up front. Because if you can collect enough money up front to pay for the cost of acquisition and the cost of acquisition for the next 2 clients, your business is then has unlimited scalability, right? And it's a phrase that we use a lot in Strategy 1 to build in unlimited scalability models so that you, like, to get 1 client, that then pays you to get 2 more, okay? And when you get 2 more, that then pays you to get 4 more. And when you get 4 more, that then pays you to get 8 more, right? So your cash collected up front needs to be, to be unlimited, to have that unlimited scalability, needs to be 3-to-1, okay? So if it costs me £500 to acquire a new client, then I need to collect a minimum of £1,500 up front to pay for the cost of that new client and pay for the second one and reinvest back into getting another one, okay? That gives me instant cash flow in the business to be able to pay for all of my cost of acquisition, right? So if you're running ads, for example, you can take all of that money that you've collected up front and put it back into ads to generate you more people. If you are paying for leads or salespeople or whatever, you can take that money and it pays for the next client as well, okay? And I'm going to do a separate video here on this framework to really like show it to you in a bit more detail and visualize it. But ultimately, the point here is people don't have their foundations correct and they don't have their pricing correct as a part of that, right? You need to be making a minimum of 3-to-1 CAC to lifetime gross profit. And most people don't know what their CAC is and they don't know what their lifetime gross profit is. So if you take nothing else from this video, just go and work those things out, right? Go and understand how long your clients on average stay with you for, how much gross profit you are making per month, and then times monthly gross profit by how long clients normally stay with you to find out how much lifetime gross profit you make per client, okay? Then what you can do is also look at how much money are you spending to acquire those new clients to work out what that CAC is, okay? Just having those numbers in and of itself is going to benefit your business and allow you to understand ways in which you can increase or change your prices or pricing structure so that you make more money and get more cash flow into the business so that you can grow the business quicker and better, okay? So pricing is the second of the 3 pillars that we kind of attack to make sure that we've got a good client acquisition system in place. Now, the third thing is your offer. In this day and age, you need to have some sort of offer to put in front of the right person, okay? Because you need something to stand out. So many people are now doing so many things and have great offers and guarantees and things like that to get the interest of people, right? Of their niche, of their target market, of their ideal clients. And gone are the days that you could just say, I'm another one of these type of company. If you need something like that, give me a call, right? Like, you're instantly forgotten. Like, you need to stand out from the crowd. And when we talk about offers, we're not talking about something ridiculously like garish or out there. It just needs to be something to get the attention of the right person and get them into a position of wanting to have a conversation with you about this offer, right? When we talk about offers, we're not talking about decreasing prices. What we're looking at is how we can demonstrate our value to those prospects in the best way possible so that it piques their attention, right, and piques their interest so that they want to have a conversation, right? So the offer may be that you're going to take someone from place A to place B within a particular time frame, and if I don't do that, then we will give you money back or work with you for free or do next month for free or something like that, right? And I'm not advertising here. I'm not sort of saying you must do something for free or give away your time for it, anything like that. But you need to put something that is interesting and attractive in front of the right person so that they want to have a conversation with you. And most businesses, even now, don't do that. And that's why they don't stand out from the crowd, right? They are just advertising saying, we are another marketing agency. We are another accountancy firm. We are another cleaning company. And we're going to charge you the same amount of money for the same service to do the same thing in the same way. Why don't you take a risk and change what you're doing at the moment and come with me, right? That's just not attractive. That just doesn't get anybody's attention. It doesn't sell me on the fact that you're going to do things better, faster, give me more value, anything like that, right? So building an offer and crafting an offer to put in front of someone to say, hey, look, I know that you're this type of person, and normally these type of people want this type of thing. I can guarantee that I'm going to do that for you within this time frame. Here, look at all the other testimonials of all the other people like you that we currently work with that got this thing in this time frame by doing nothing at all or nothing different than what they're doing at the moment or paying more money or anything like that. And if I can't do that for you, then I will fly to the moon and whatever, right? Like, something like that is way more attractive and way more engaging to the right person than just saying, hey, I've got this business and like we kind of do the same thing as everybody else in the market, and I'm probably going to charge you roughly the same amount of money to do the same thing, right? Very boring. It's just not enough these days, okay? So putting a strong offer in place gives you those foundations so that you can layer on your client acquisition system on top, so that you've kind of got all of those three pillars. You know the right person that you're going to go and target, right? So you know what their pains are, what they need, how they need it, who they are, where they're located, you know, where do they hang out online, all those things, right? On top of that, you've got an offer to say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. ideal prospect, I'm going to do all these amazing things for you, and look at my testimonials, and if I don't do it in this time or do this or deliver this, like I'm going to do this for whatever. Offer, right? Strong offer in front of the right person, and then price it correctly. So when they do say yes to you, you're then not chasing your tail and going around in circles for the rest of time going, oh, I don't make enough money from this client, or like maybe just one more client and I'll be fine, or one more big client and I'll be fine, because you won't, because your pricing isn't set up correctly. And I get animated about this because I speak to so many businesses that like want to do the right things and want to grow their business, but their pricing is just flawed, right? It's flawed from the ground up because they're barely breaking even, let alone making profit to reinvest back in. And that's why it's so difficult for you to, I say you, but for businesses to be able to grow their business, because they've got no fucking profit to reinvest back into getting more clients, right? It takes money to make money. And if you haven't got that to be able to reinvest back in, it's really, really fucking hard. So putting those three pillars in place, getting the right target, putting an offer in place, and then pricing your thing in the right way is going to be able to at least give you the foundations to put client acquisition systems on top of, so that when you do get those clients, it runs properly and it grows your business. So If you've listened to all of that and you're thinking, I haven't really got those things in place, what you need to do is go away and really define who it is that you want to work with, right? Who are your ideal clients at the moment? Or maybe you haven't got ideal clients at the moment, but you think you know who they are. Define who they are, what their problems are, how you can fix those problems for them, where they are, right? So like whether that's like online or in person, like how you can get in front of them. Just understand a really specific ideal client, okay? On top of that, look at your offer. Like, what can you offer them? How are you going to get their attention in the best way possible? Are you going to put together like an unbelievable lead magnet, right? And if you don't know what a lead magnet is, I've done a video about lead magnets, so you can go and watch it. That explains everything, okay? But like, are you going to put together like an unbelievable lead magnet? Or are you going to do things for free to begin with, right? Or are you going to guarantee that you'll be able to do this thing for them, or change their life, or do whatever it is, okay? Put together your offer so that when you do get in front of your right person, you have something incredible to give them. And then lastly, make sure your pricing structure is solid, okay? You know how much it costs you to get a client. You know how much you make in gross profit per client, okay? Make sure that you are making more than 3 times gross profit than what it costs you to actually get that client in the first place. And if that is the case, then look at how you can collect 3 times the cash up front than it costs you to get that client. Because if you can do that, then you will be able to reinvest that money back into getting more clients and grow your business and make more money, right? And ultimately build a better business. So that is what I would be doing if I were you right now, to make sure you've got the right foundations in place to get more clients and build your client acquisition systems. And they are probably the reasons that you are struggling at the moment, or maybe you are struggling at the moment to get more clients. Put those things in place to be able to do this. Now, if you found this video helpful in any way, like I say, I make these videos to help business owners get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. So if you are a business owner and you want to see more content like this, or you want to do those things, subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this of me talking about how you can get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you over on the next one.